T-shirt and some skis.
I would too. I think the one thing that we do is we do support a lot of the things, events and charities, but we're with each other so much. We're together probably 100 days a year, 125. You know, my brother. So they are my brothers now.
Keeping the tension high.
Yeah,
I think.
It's the Tuesday Sports Pregame Show.
We're coming at you from the beautiful Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida, home of the Magic. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. And the Knicks looking for a positive start here on their road trip. It's been a tremendous beginning to the new season. They are now 5-1.
And right now for the Knicks, got to be one of the feel-good stories of this NBA season. Not many people were talking about them coming into the start of the year.
No doubt about it. They're one of the top teams everyone's talking about, top to bottom. Everyone in the organization, that means front office, coaches, players, just done an outstanding job.
Brent, some teams already failing to meet expectations. What shouldn't they do this early on?
Panic. Sometimes it just happens, and sometimes it could take a winning streak. You might turn it around, a winning streak of 7 or 8 games, and the mentality in the locker room changes. The coaches maybe flew into rotations and maybe combinations of guys that all of a sudden you're feeling good about what you worked on in training camp and what you grinded through. Now you start to have some success with it. So the biggest thing is just don't panic.
And trust the plan.
Wow, I thought you might have gone process, but you did plan.
On purpose.
I like that.
Yeah, well, I think I'm with you. Got to think. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Olajuwon is out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then it's Wallace. Then it's Gary Payton. And it's Westbrook in at the 2-guard spot. The Magic shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Out to the right wing. Payton against Murray. Payton kicks to Westbrook. 6 to shoot. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, that's a Westbrook mindset right there. I'm going through you. He doesn't allow his focus to be shaken, even when the defense gets a little bit nasty.
Here's Cooper. Here's Robinson. And it's Orlando with another.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
Cooper against Westbrook. Now here's Payton. Not a lot of room. Pulls it from the elbow. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter.
Yeah, a bit of a tough start here at 1 for 4.
And I'll tell you, Brent, a lot of distractions for the Knicks over the last few years.
Well, quite a number of coaching changes, obvious changes to the front office, so that means you're turning in a different direction, and the organization really having a hard time just getting along with one another.
So it's the Knicks now. The Magic getting the bucket, and the basket by Olynyk.
Now listen, if you're 7 foot and can shoot threes, there's a place for you in today's NBA. Olynyk.
Cooper against Westbrook. Olynyk with the steal. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Westbrook. Bank shot, no good.
And he that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. It's an excellent job.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside. Around maybe a little extra motivation tonight to show they've improved.
right now for the Knicks.
Here's a look at some stats for Kristaps Porzingis. Coming off a terrific season, he put up about 22 points a game last season, almost 2.5 blocks and 6 rebounds. And his defensive presence inside, not to be overlooked. He builds a wall around the basket.
Yeah, over this whole last stretch of games, he's been shutting down the lane with total authority. Impressive stuff.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach David Fizdale. He told me he's looking forward to the matchup tonight. It's their first time against this team, so he is curious to see what his guys do on offense. He said it's important that we're aggressive defensively, that we use our length and shot blocking as a deterrent inside. We'll see if they can be successful tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Good work, David. Thank you. It sounds like defense is going to be the key for him today.
And it usually is. They try to use their D to make life miserable for every opponent they play.
And sometimes it's not just about one player. For them, it's about a complete defensive effort. In the paint, on the perimeter, in transition, they've got to be all over the place.
Here's Serbiak. Here's Mourning. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, and Mourning's just a beast on the glass, using that muscular frame to get into prime position there on the board.
Here's Bembry. Outside Knight fires the three, and the Knicks hit again from deep.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction, and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
The fans certainly got their money's worth in that game. Boy, was that a battle, and it turned out to be a real gritty win for them.
Man, they had to scrape and claw just to get themselves out of the game and into overtime, but they really kept their composure in the extra 5 minutes, and it paid off for the win.
And Orlando making a change here. Baines is checked in. Smith against Knight. Porzingis. Here's Baines. Back to Porzingis. 5 to shoot. Plumlee with some nice D.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks.
But just to make sure, he put a little fade on that jumper.
Knicks trail by 5. Outside Knight. To the middle. Here's Nene. Baines with the block. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Magic lead by 5. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
So far, they've been active scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. They've got Brandon Knight. Nene is out there with Olajuwon. Then it's Gary Payton, and it's Bembry in at the 3 slot. Now here's Payton. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Brent, I'm sure there were times, and you've won 2 championships where you thought you were going to win a title, and it didn't happen.
I'll go back to the first night that I thought potentially sort of the pressure that mounted after that game to know that we were going to a Game 7 and lost an opportunity where we really did feel coming off a Game 5 we were going to win. It certainly elevated the intensity of the Game 7, which we eventually won at home for our title in 2005.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Payton, a super vocal guy, constantly talking up a storm, always trying to get into the heads of the opposition.
Now, here is Morning. Back to Murray. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Here's Askin. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right, a chance to take a look at some stats for Murray. A very nice season for him last year. Put up about 16 points a game, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And you look at his skill set, and I think it's just a matter of time before he commands a bigger presence on this team.
Yeah, just a bit rough around the edges, GA, but he has the tools. He just needs to sharpen them. The defense him close inside, and that's how you want to guard him.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Pass to Morning. Over Olajuwon. Olajuwon with the block.
Without a doubt, one of the most versatile shot blockers in the game. Olajuwon does it in the painted area as well as along the perimeter.
Now here's Waltz. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Olajuwon inside. Baines is there. Olajuwon, no good. Here's Haskins. Pass to Morning. And Morning throws it down.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Payton. Great touch on the 16-footer.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it.
You can tell this guy's starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And Orlando making a change here. The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. Russell Westbrook, number 1.
And it was the kind of season that he'd like to repeat over. Nobody was better at creating easy baskets for their teammates.
Love in the post. He's guarded by Olajuwon. Here's Cooper. He's got 5. Here's Robinson. Nice defense from Wallace.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
And that one, good. Now just a 2-point Magic lead.
And that's just too deep. Olajuwon with way too many moves in there, almost automatic.
And it's good for 2. 6 points for Robinson.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Checked in. So New York going with almost An entire new grouping. Plumlee is checked in for Wallace. Nene comes in for Elijah. Jared Jeffries, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk, and it's Brandon Knight in for Peyton. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and pointed in the right direction.
Chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Look at Milwaukee. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And, you know, I think New York, they have just done a magnificent job of building chemistry. Higher on this list than many people expected. One of the great stories thus far.
Now, here's Westbrook, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. To the left side wing. Here's Jeffries. That 3 off target had some space there after the little pump fake. Murray surveying the D. The pass to Smith. Shoots from the high post, and that's good for 2. And the Magic lead by 6.
Defense certainly wasn't bad, but they've got to be a little bit quicker on contesting the shot.
Knight dishes to Plumlee. Westbrook against Smith. Pope loose. Jeffries kicks to Plumlee. This one for 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. And where the shot's been coming from tonight, here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for the Knicks.
And this kind of highlights an area of concern. That mid-range game has been a major focus, but they just haven't shot the ball that well from that area of the floor.
Murray, the pass to Robinson. Over Nene. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, and Robinson is a franchise-defining talent, a chiseled, powerful center, a remarkable leader.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops. Porzingis is checked in for Orlando. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Bembry's checked in. No good on the second free throw. And so Nene will bring it up for the New York Knicks. They trail by 7. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And I felt like they came out of that with a terrific game plan, especially on the offensive end.
The defense seemed to be swirling and guessing about where the attack was coming from, inside, outside, and in transition.
Now here is Smith. Plumlee with the rebound. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Nene finds Plumlee. Passes it to Knight. Over Porzingis. That's good, and the Orlando lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Knight.
Well, Knight right now focused on getting some points on the board. Has his
and that'll do it for the first half. Competitive so far. Magic out in front, up by 3. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
NBA on 2K Sports. Things were going Orlando's way from the beginning. They didn't wait long to put together a 9-2 run. They were making a lot of tough plays look easy. Checking out the Magic. Kenny, what did you see from them?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, Ernie, I'm not even a player anymore, but I'm not happy with the soft defense they had. Full of holes, allowing over 60% shooting, ridiculous fellas. It's amazing that they're still in this game. I think it's going to come down to how bad they want it. I even want it. Ernie, sign me on a 10-day contract right now.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
Welcome back, folks. The downtown skyline of Orlando, Florida, looking especially striking tonight. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. One of the stories here, Alonzo Mourning getting it done today.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
And Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
Knicks trail by 3. We've got Kevin Love, Murray out there with Cooper, then it's Robinson, and it's Serbiak in at the 3. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. Payton kicks to Olynyk. Inside, Olajuwon, and it's Olajuwon with the jam.
I mean, I hope you can appreciate the torque that kind of move generates. He just has that natural explosiveness. It's something to behold.
Now, here is Robinson. 7 points in the game. Banked in off the glass. Robinson's got 9 points. The big changes in defensive rules happened right in the middle of your playing days. How did people initially react to those?
Well, a lot of guys had 3 quick fouls, Kevin, because they're out hand checking and pushing guys around. And they say, what do you mean I can't do this anymore? I get paid to push guys around. But after a little while, obviously, guys stepping off and understanding positions on the floor where you could get away with more physical play than you can out in front with point guards, obviously, and having refs' eyes on them or down on the block.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Shoots. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Now he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
New York calls
To wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Orlando making a change here.
And now Kelly Olynyk, some numbers on him. Last season's performance for him. Last season chipped in 11 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently. Always a good way to start the season.
Olynyk. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. He's coming off an excellent season. First in assists, 8th in steals, and of course he was among the best in the league when it came to putting the ball in the basket. Top 10 in scoring.
And dropping a lot of dimes. He led the league in assists because he's the ultimate competitor, an absolute magician with the basketball. Now here's Payton. 5 points in the game.
You have to love the approach Payton takes to the game, and an exceptional passer who does a great job with distributing the basketball.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And the Magic making a change here. Porzingis is checked in. And then for New York, Nene comes in for Ben Wallace. And it's Bembry in for Olynyk. Murray outside. Hands it from downtown. Murray's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Now that's not bad form there. You don't have to tell Murray twice to let it fly.
Off assist.
There really isn't a time in Murray's life that he game.
No, in Canada, just such a great here at Kentucky, drafted 7th overall, and what an amazing fit that he's still pointing up and improving. One of the game's more deadly shooters right now.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last.
Just get a hand on that.
Anticipation, reads the play all the way. So close to a steal.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Elijah Watt. On defense, New York.
Sweet passing there from Murray, keeping his eyes open and finding the open man.
Westbrook passes to Plumlee. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That's his first foul. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Porzingis against Westbrook. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots from 14. And it's Mourning with the rebound. Mourning's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Cooper. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And, you know, Michael Cooper reportedly doesn't cut his fingernails. Opposing players have actually complained about leaving games with huge scratches down their arms.
The Magic have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game. And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the stripe.
He talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
Westbrook against Cooper. Westbrook kicks to Payton. Over Murray. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Payton's got 4 points this quarter.
Hard to leave any NBA player that wide open from that distance.
And there's the pass to Mourning. Over Plumlee. Magic again can hit.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
Passes it to Payton. The turnaround jumper. Count it. Now just a 2-point Orlando lead.
And guys shoot a turnaround jumper or what? Almost an impossible shot to defend.
Here's Mourning. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty, that's an 11.
Cooper against Westbrook. Over Cooper. And again, it's New York.
So explosive on the inside. Russell Westbrook, crazy athletic.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Magic. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do. They're dissecting.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. On the court for the Knicks, Wallace is out there with Plumlee. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. Then there's Payton. And it's Bembry in at the shooting guard position.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. For the Knicks, Olajuwon comes in for Plumlee, and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Bembry. And for Porzingis, one of the next steps for him offensively, becoming a better distributor.
Well, he showed last year, the first couple months of the year, to be a prolific scorer, and defenses know that too. So now the idea is, what if we crowd Porzingis? What if we double team him? Can he make the next play to his teammate? We'll see if it starts to unlock itself this year for him.
Now, here is Olajuwon. That's tipped. And here is Serbia. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Simons, covered by Payton. Simons, the pass to Love. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A three from Porzingis. Porzingis has got the lead up to 8 now for Orlando. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New York. Following this game, they'll hit the road to challenge the Pacers of the second of this 2-game road trip. Rebound by the Magic.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Here's Simons from deep. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
And certainly, they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Payton left side. No good again that time. Magic leading by 11. Pass to Simons. Now Porzingis. Shoots over Olajuwon. Porzingis can't hit.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
Like how high Westbrook is elevating there. Goes up strong inside. And he feels like converting that shot's not a problem.
Pass to Olynyk. Back to Westbrook. Olajuwon against Robinson. Now here's Westbrook. He's tightly guarded over Serbiak. Westbrook, no good. Lando's gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. A nice shot by Simons.
At 7-3, Porzingis with no trouble seeing over the defense. Excellent pass and a very unselfish play.
New York calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Now we get a chance to check out our Jordan player of the game.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Fizdale talking to his team. He told them not to hold back. He said, I want 100% effort out there. If you can't give it, I'll give it. No time to rest. Let's get after it. Kevin, he needs everything they've got.
Here's Murray following the basket by Russell Westbrook. A minute 20 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Murray, good. And the Magic lead by 11.
And Murray showing some smarts right there, some good patience in that pick and roll.
Here's Westbrook. Olajuwon trying to break free. Westbrook, no good. Magic have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Orlando.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Six-second difference between the shot and game clock. Count it.
You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
So it's Orlando now. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, tick-tock and not much time on the clock left. Double-digit lead and coming up roses.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 11. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And just trying to salvage anything at this point, even if it's just some momentum heading into the next one.
Well, it's all about doing your best with the time that you've been given. It's the only thing really that you can control as a player. So let's see what they decide to run.
Seconds left in the fourth quarter. From 13, and that one goes long. Now Smith. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. KP, you guys did a great job contesting shots and disrupting their offense. What did you like best about the defensive effort tonight?
I think from the beginning of the game, we just started off aggressive. We were connected defensively, and that's what.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for Anthony and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.